This is ANN News Brief.
Libyan health authorities say at least 7 workers, including 5 foreign nationals and 2 Libyans, were killed when a biscuit factory was an airstrike on Monday. 15 foreign workers, mostly from Niger and Bangladesh, were also wounded in the airstrike. They were taken to nearby hospitals for urgent treatment. Tripoli has been the scene of fighting since April between the self-styled Libyan National Army, led by General Khalifa Haftar, and an array of militias loosely allied with the UN-supported but weak government, which holds the capital. The health ministry in Tripoli said the airstrike hit in the city's Wadi El Rabi neighborhood, south of the city center, where fighting has been raging for months. Military campaign for Tripoli had hit a lull recently, but months of combat have killed hundreds of people and displaced thousands. The Botswana Court of Appeal has ruled in favor of the government in a legal tussle over the supply of life-saving antiretroviral drugs. The government was sued in January by a major ARV supplier who claimed there were irregularities in the awarding of a contract for the provision of the drug. The High Court ruled in favor of the plaintiff, Portfolio Pharmaceuticals. The government appealed and the court ruled that the supply of ARV medication be halted until the matter was resolved. More than 350,000 HIV-positive patients in Botswana jubilated after the appeal court's ruling in favor of the government. The move to halt the supply sparked a countrywide shortage of the critical drug, which the government said has left thousands of lives at risk. Botswana has the 3rd highest HIV prevalence in the world, but has been widely lauded for its efforts to fight the scourge. The drawn-out case was threatening to reverse gains, as some patients were reported to be in danger of skipping. We'll be right back.
We are on the road every day, canvassing throughout Africa for news you really need. We follow the story everywhere, from every corner of Nigeria to the wide African expanse. We bring you what's making headlines. We connect you with news you can use. ANN, African News Network, in a truly African spirit.
A prominent human rights group has said on Monday fatal attacks on protesters in Sudan in June may amount to crimes against humanity. In a 59-page report, Human Rights Watch has detailed allegations of abuses Sudanese security forces leveled on protesters in June and afterwards in the protest camp in Khartoum. The account also documents the security forces' abuses leading up to the June attack. The protest had first targeted price increases in Sudan, but then expanded into demonstrations against Sudan's strong-arm 30-year President Omar al-Bashir and his administration. Human Rights Watch says in the report large numbers of security forces descended on the protesters' sitting area on June the 3rd and opened fire on unarmed protesters, killing many instantly. The report also says the forces raped, stabbed, and beat protesters. HRW also claims security forces humiliated many, cutting their hair, forcing them to crawl in sewer water, urinating on them, and insulting them. The rights group says at least 120 persons were killed on June the 3rd and in the following days. It points to the government's initial denial that the attacks took place, but for which a government spokesman later apologized. Sudan was established a committee to investigate the June violence. That is ANN News Brief at 10. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, nnafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adem.